Well, I mean, listen, guys, it is what it is. You guys like my Church of Uranus videos. I like getting the views. I want to make money on YouTube, but I got to try to branch out because just focusing on Aaron is not good for your mental health. He is just an insane, pathological liar. Beyond a certain point, your sense of reality is going to start to buckle. So you got to pick reality over, his fantasies. But let's give it another chance. So this is really what. Oh boy, he just keeps doing these weird Tom Cruise videos. And fine, listen, it is what it is. Tom Cruise will get you some views, but you might think, wow, him and Aaron really have a deep relationship. No, he has no connection whatsoever to Tom Cruise. Even in Scientology, he's just a big celebrity. That's it. And Jenna's the concubine, right? They're not even technically boyfriend girlfriend because he's still technically married. So it's just very strange all around. But let's hear Jenna Miscavige. It's twice Tom Cruise. Okay, we shall see. And you'll see there's a little bit of a twist. Which, if you become a channel member, I swear, there's a lot of weird, deep, dark secrets. And I'm like, this don't add up. It don't really add up at all.
I was the leader of Scientology and I escaped when I was 22. Tom Cruise's personal Scientology counselor was a man named Marty Rathbun. Marty left Scientology in 2004. He was the second in command of all Scientology. I know him well. He was also my handler because of my family connections. When Marty defected, he confirmed what many others reported, that my uncle, David Miscavige, is a monster who beats and imprisons people. In all of your national management, like slave camp in literally indecent town. Do you think that Tom Cruise doesn't know that Marty?
Well, I have to be very careful with the Church of Uranus because they keep trying to destroy my channel. In fact, Aaron had a recent video, not about me, but another channel, and he bragged. He actually bragged, guys, I have tried to send over 30 attempts to destroy that channel. Me and my board members. By board member, first, that's a lie. Including in those copyright strikes were Nora. Nora's not a board member. I think Marilyn Honig also got in the act. She's not a board member. He meant Jenna. Jenna and me have tried to destroy this channel for telling the truth. I don't understand this internet stuff. I mean, I get what he's up to. They're just now going to be this Bonnie and Clyde couple spewing out mindless propaganda. But it's like, what does it even have to do with Scientology or anti-Scientology? I don't even know. Now, I'm not saying everything Jenna just said is a lie. It is true she has some relationship to Marty Rathbun. That's not his real name either, by the way. So, yeah, with Scientology, you're just going to get lost with fake names, fake histories. Stories keep shifting. It is what it is. It's just a huge morass. We don't know why Rathbun really defected and then went back. A lot of people suspect that was the game plan from the beginning. He's really an OSA deep undercover agent. He was always going to get out, I guess, to infiltrate the underground and then come back with the intelligence for Scientology. Maybe that's what really happened. I don't know. I think a more likely story is he did genuinely defect. And Jenna's like, they blackmailed him back ends. But I'm going to probably tell the brutal truth. Again, I can't verify this completely because a lot of stuff is still in secrecy. I do have to protect some sources. But the way I understand it, what really happened is this. Yeah, there was a blackmail attempt, but that is not why Rathbun went back. Rathbun explained why he went back many times, which Aaron and Mike Render and others obscured because they're the villains. Essentially what happened is Rathbun was getting tired, right? He was with them to a point, attacking Miscavige and a lot of the abuses in Scientology, but to Rathbun's mind, and he was always clear about this, he still believed in Scientology and in Hubbard, right? So his idea was they were going to reform the system, right? They were going to get rid of Miscavige, but just reform the church, presumably with them in leadership roles. But apparently, over and over again, they kept lying. They just made stuff up. They made things up that he knowingly knew were false. They were just going to we're just going to make up atrocity stories. Like, this is Scientology. You don't have to make anything up. So he's getting a little nervous that they kept lying and making up fake abuse stories just to get more attention and money. And it was just becoming more and more extreme, and he just felt more and more uncomfortable. It is true, at the same time, Scientology was putting a lot of legal pressure. But my own guesstimate was he just got tired. He just got tired of being a propaganda minister with Rinder and Aaron and the others and said, I don't really like this. It's becoming its own cult. And if he has to make a choice, I guess he prefers Scientology cult, even with Miscavige, than the Aaron Mike Rinder cult. You got to think about that. He actually thought that was worse than Scientology. I can only give my own verdict, having encountered the cult at its worst as well. Yeah, they're pretty much a bunch of pathological lying bullies. So they're not to be trusted. They're not good people. They're not interested in helping victims. It is a horror show of stupidity. Now, I don't think you should join the Church of Scientology in retaliation, but Rathbun was basically tired of the lying, and he exposed a lot of the lying, and he still does with Scientology. But where he is exactly, we don't even know. We don't even know if he's in an official church. He just puts out these weird videos on this YouTube channel, which seems to be what it is, a Scientology propaganda network. But we don't know. He's never had a real interview in years and years, so we're just speculating where he is. But it's not right to say that he was blackmailed and that's why he went back. The story's way more complicated. Now, I'm sure Jenna might genuinely be ignorant here because she's being fed the propaganda by Aaron. I don't think Jenna's an innocent victim in all this. I don't. She's very guilty. She's very guilty too. However, I would assume the obvious that Aaron has been skewing the story for her and she just doesn't care. But now to be consistent, I do think Jenna is right about a few things. That there's no doubt in my mind, Tom Cruise at least knows a lot, maybe not the whole story about these abuses. He definitely knows that children and young people, I'm being very euphemistic here, are slave labor, right? They work on his motorcycles, they work on his car. He knows he's getting free slave labor. There's no doubt about that. He knows David Miscavige is a very vicious, brutally violent guy. He's seen it with his own two eyes. Other witnesses have said Tom Cruise was there. He even participated in these slap sessions. So Tom Cruise is well aware that Scientology is a very violent, abusive cult. He just doesn't care. But again, I think Jenna is not very well informed. She's like, oh, and Tom Cruise is part of this party to find him a girlfriend. It was to find a wife. It wasn't a girlfriend. It was very explicitly they were auditioning a new wife for Tom after he divorced Nicole Kidman. So, again, the thing with Jenna is she pretends to be an expert in Scientology. But all she is, she just had a big personal experience with Scientology. That's legit. But even there, she does a lot, and I do mean a lot of exaggerating and myth making, and is now quote, revealing the secrets. And it's like, you're just confessing to being even a worse monster than we thought. She literally is on public record saying, yeah, my family's getting interrogated and harassed. I really don't care about that because they weren't bowing down to Queen Jenna and her myth making, right? Which I find it really hilarious is that she was angry that they were asking for money, and she's like, that's my money, that's not your money. And then she's angry at the aftermath people, where's my money? You need to give me money. I'm Jenna's. So it's just a very greedy, abusive cult of rich morons going for their e-celebrity status. Now, are they super rich like Tom Cruise or the other celebrities in Scientology? No, they're kind of pathetic, but people would be shocked at the amounts of money made by these not real activists. This is not anti-Scientology. This is just a very weird, small Hollywood cult by people living in Florida, headed by an extremely abusive, really dangerous criminal called Aaron Smith-Levin. And now that Aaron is finally being arrested and facing the consequences of his criminality, I guess we're going to go full-blown propaganda on every video. Guys, I, I was just a little slave child in Scientology and Tom Cruise destroyed me. No, no, you're not a slave child, and no, Tom Cruise had no role in hurting Scientology experienced by Aaron. Tom Cruise and Aaron have no history. Tom Cruise and Jenna have no history. They're just making stuff up just to make money, right? And you got to give Tom Cruise this, that if you go too far, he will sue you. He will. So that's why I'm very careful with Tom Cruise. I think there's a lot of legit things to bring against him, but then there's illegit things. Like, for whatever reason, a big thing with Aaron and Jenna is that, you know, him and David Miscavige are gay. They're gay. They're not gay lovers. There's no evidence of that. But they love to, oh, Tom, I think you're gay with David Miscavige. There's no evidence that Tom Cruise is gay or he's gay with David Miscavige. But that's a kind of activism that they're up to. It's like, hey, let's talk about the gay and the Tom Cruise. We will bring you the justice, Scrooge. Me and my concubine Jenna's and my little cult. What do you think about that? I don't think about it at all. It's just a bunch of nonsense. But there you go. But Marty Rathbun is a real person, but you got to be careful with him. His revelations, very tricky. Very tricky. If you want to get more into it, become a channel member. We'll get into the very deep, dark side of Scientology. But otherwise, don't pay attention to Jenna and Aaron. They're going to lie to you. They're always going to lie to you. That's just their thing now.